Okay, so today we'll discuss the second feature of our application context container. Like last we discussed the internationalization, where we are able to display the messages in different locales. And the second feature, which is known as event handling in case of Spring. So if we talk about the event handling in any scenario, the event, like if we want a particular bean to respond to an event, we can do that. And this event handling has only three components. Event handling has three components. One is the event itself, like which we want to bean to respond to. Next we have an event listener, and next we have an event publisher. So event listener is that which event it want to listen to, event publisher will publish that event, and listener will listen to that event, and event is the own event itself. So this is the three components involved in case of any event handling, and Spring provide the listener and the publisher interfaces which will help us to listen to an event. So this will help us to listen to a particular event. That is the one which is being provided by my Spring. Spring also has some internal variety of events with the application context itself. Like let me tell you about the listener interface. Like we have an application listener interface being provided by Spring to listen to a particular event. And for this application publisher, we have an application publisher. So we need to inject the bean of this application publisher in my class in order to publish a particular event. And to create any event, this is like an interface. And application publisher, it's a bean you need to inject. Bean inject you need to do. And to create an event, you can simply extend, you can say Spring application event class. So you can just simply extend your application event class. So this is the Spring frame interfaces being provided to support the event handling. And Spring container also has some internal default events which it can listen to. Like I have some context closed event, context closed event. This is published when application context is closed. Similarly, we have context refreshed event. So this will be published when application context is initialized or refreshed, as the name itself indicates. And we have a context request handled event is there also. Context, we have request handled event. So this is published within a web application. So Spring also has some internal default events which run within application context, and also Spring provides you a feature to create your own event and then publish that event and make the listener listen to that event. So this is the Spring event handling feature provided with an application context. So let's see it running. So you will see that application listener interface has one method which it will be calling it. So let me create a manager only. Here I'll say applicationer listener and let's do that it want to listen to my default one. So I'll just say context refreshed event. This is the default event which is being provided by Spring. I want to listen to this event, and this applicational listener interface has one unimplemented method which is known as on application event. So this is the method, on application event method. This is used for reacting to my event. You just need to implement this method, and here I will write handling context refreshed event, right? So you can just give this name as event. You can print this event if you want, right? So this is the default event being provided with the container. So you don't need to, you just need to listen to this event because this is already being created and already being published in my container. I just need to listen, and whenever we are listening to any event, be it a custom event that is my created event or a default event, I need to implement the on application event method. Then it will just listen to that event and display whatever I am doing it. So whenever the container loads this bean, now manager bean, with the application context, it will notice that it has implemented the application listener interface, and it will remember to call its on application event method when this event is published. Clear? So, and I have registered this bean already, like I have written all that component, so it's okay. That part is done in the spring.xml. So you need to register that bean. Let me just see it's running. See, it has, whenever it's calling this bean, it knows that, oh, it has implemented the event. So it's showing you handling this event, and then this event, since it's a displaying the name of that event and the entire flow. So this is how you are handling the default event. Now let me create our own event and see it's working. So let me just create a new class. I'll say my event, right? So I'm not going to now listen to the default one. I'll listen to my own event, and in order to create a my event in the Spring, you need to extends application event. You need to have a constructor okay. So constructor is created. Let me just override a toString method. Right, so let me override it and just display something like, say, oh, I don't need to see, so I need to return, sorry. I will just return event occurred, right? So this is what I am doing it. This is now my event, and I have created your own event. and in the manager class I am not going to now listen to the custom event, but I will listen to my own event. So I'll just write over here so now I'm listening to my okay, so now it's not a context event, handling the event, and you can do it, right? So creating your own event is done, listening to this event is done. The only thing left is now publishing a event, as it involves 3 components, right? Creating your own event, listening to your event, and then publishing this event. Now where I want to publish this event, say I want to publish this event inside my, I want that this event should be published inside my public void address. When I'm calling this method, this event should be published. So we'll study this in the next tutorial, how we can publish and run this event.